Hero Valkyrie in a nutshell. Valkyrie will be the next hero coming to Clash Royale. You can find her in the Diamond Pass, which does involve buying, so if you end up purchasing that, please use code Abdod to support the channel. Her ability costs 3 elixir and has some interesting stats. So the whole gimmick is that once you click the ability, it starts spinning non-stop, dealing crazy damage to everyone around her. If you click the ability without any troop in sight, she will just start running. While spinning, it is impossible to interrupt her spin, so zapping doesn't stop it. A log pushback is also useless against her. Freeze doesn't even do anything as well because it follows the same logic as the Goblinstein ability. Hell, this is funny. Giant punching to the opposite lane will have the hero Valk attack things below her. The range on her ability is 2.5 tiles, which is more than the regular Valk range. While spinning, she gets a crown tower damage reduction of 50% to make sure she doesn't deal too much crown tower damage. Unlike Hero Berserker though, it doesn't work with Rune Giant, so that's cool. And she also has 15% damage reduction, meaning she takes less damage from all sources. Normally, a regular Valkyrie dies to lightning fireball zap. Don't ask why I know that. While spinning, she survives it because of the 15% damage reduction she has. I figured out that while running she doesn't get the damage reduction since she died from that spell combo. If you think that's all, I've got news for you. She, just like the Golden Knight, chains into enemies that are in sight. Unlike the Golden Knight, there is no hard timing on the chain, so a late deployed troop will get destroyed too. But at least she doesn't see invisible troops. Who am I kidding? This is broken. The targeting specifically follows the most far away target she can detect. As you can see, she just comes back when I place a new target. But if it's an old target she already attacked, she doesn't detect it a second time to make sure she doesn't waste time going back and forth. Given that the targeting system is based on sight range, against an expo on the river, playing her on the bridge is useless. If you play her in the middle, even though technically the expo is harder to reach, she will go all the way around towards it, ignoring all the troops on the way. As a pump player, having your pump right behind your tower will lead to the Valkyrie going towards it. It is best to have it completely away so that it isn't in sight range of the Valkyrie. A pump in the middle can also be detected by a Valkyrie if she was played behind the King Tower instead of being played in the corner. Countering her can both be a simple and a complex thing, like for example you can just space things out perfectly, or you can use a taunt which locks her right in place and disables her ability to go for other troops. Ronin wouldn't be considered a counter because the spinning isn't considered a regular attack but rather an applied effect, so it doesn't get parried. Goblin Cage would also not stop the spinning. She will continue spinning while inside and end up breaking the cage faster. Overall, what you want to do against her is keep her as far away from your tower as possible. Mini tanks are the one thing in the game that should be able to hold her long enough. If they activate the ability very early or in a bad time, you can technically just waste the ability time with a high spirit. She does great against pushes because she will go straight for the support cards instead of being stuck on the tank. Spawners like Witch are a free meal for her and can be used as a way to reach the tower. Keep in mind that unlike the Golden Knight, which hits the tower once and locks on the other troops to attack them, the Valkyrie is a splash attacker, so even after the ability, she would end up splashing the tower with every single hit. And just like the Golden Knight, you can definitely abuse that with Tornado to try to get some sneaky tower connections. She does great against some win conditions. Obviously, if you can guess, the less tanky ones are screwed. Cards like E-Golem that split are also very sad victims of the insane DPS she does. A very interesting thing is that she doesn't get stunned by E-Giant during her ability, so she does decently well against it. Evil Drill gets hard countered by it since you will kill the tank and follow the drill backward and deal with all 3 of them. With Graveyard, it's a bit different because she clears out the skeletons pretty quickly and gets stuck on their mini tank before the skeletons on the back start spawning. And honestly, even if you distract their mini tank, her movement speed while spinning is so high, she will end up drifting away anyway. She is an amazing counter to Expo. There is not a single setup they can do that will just stop this. It's genuinely over for them. Now, this time, it's gonna be tricky to know which decks will play this card because Valkyrie gets used in a variety of decks. Lava decks will likely not run this because the offensive capabilities are not worth their elixir. And defensively, it's just better to have Evo Valk. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. I could probably say the same thing about Golem or E-Giant or really any heavy deck in general. What's funny is that even offensively, I think Evo Valk is a better option given she might pull in some defensive troops. Regarding Hyperbait, I think they will only play it specifically to bully Expo given it's a hard counter for them. It could also benefit them given that they don't run spells usually, so finishing towers with her might be an option. What I am most interested in is the idea that some bridge spam decks might start playing her, as this is an archetype that almost never uses Valkyrie. For King Tower activations, you can Nado the Valkyrie while she is in her ability mode, but that will still be a lot of damage taken. If you Nado her in a regular mode, it would be worse because when they activate the ability, she will ignore the king and go for the tower. With Fisherman, it's kinda similar. If you pull her while in Nado form, it works. Pulling her in regular form will give them the option to activate the ability and go for your tower. You can activate with just Goblin Gang or some Swarm card by basically placing them here to have them create a path for the Valkyrie towards the king. Though I think it has to be a Swarm card with some ranged cards like Rascals, for example, which I know is a big elixir investment, but overall I think Skeleton Army and stuff like that wouldn't work. With single cards it's not really possible because she wouldn't be close enough to detect the king tower. Here are the sound effects. This card is genuinely like the Ronin for Expo. I don't even know what they're supposed to do. Like, if Golden Knight was bad, that's one thing, but this card can't even get distracted and it deals splash, so she will literally kill the whole push, my dudes.